And I have another procedure later this week, and that's an MRI with another cannula. Hi pals, it's me again, red-faced Ronnie. Don't ask, I have no idea why. I have had so many MRIs within like this last year and a half, sort of. I can't actually remember how many I've had. You know, a normal person will probably get like maybe one every few years to check shit. I have had maybe 7 in a year and a half. I just wanted to have a chat about it because fucking hell, some of them are weird and I just want to talk about it, and people don't have any idea what happens with anything ever. It's that fucking cat again. This cat keeps jump scaring me as I film videos now, apparently. The first one I've had, I think, to my like adult memory, because I may have had them as a child, I was a very unwell child as well, but who knows. I remember having a neck scan one because I lost a lot of function and ability in my right hand, right arm, not just my hand, the whole thing fucked. So they wanted to check and see if there was like anything being pinched here somewhere, you know. And this was the first time I've ever had one. I wasn't in a hospital, it was one of them portable ones in like a fucking lorry, so it was cold. I mean, MRI rooms are just fucking cold for a start. Dress appropriately so then you don't have to wear a fucking gown. This one I didn't have to wear a gown. I think it's just because it was like a portable thing, so they told me how to dress. But actually I have like a really weird enjoyment of MRIs when it's just a normal MRI. It's almost like a nice meditative state. And I think they put me in like a fucking headgear. They put me in headgear so my head wouldn't move. And that was weird as fuck. They give you earplugs, headphone things over the top, and then they put this like fucking head brace on me. Then they give you like a thing to press in case suddenly you're like, get me out! But you know, it's chill. 50-50 you'll get to listen to the radio, but you just have to fucking listen to this junk, 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 junk. You know, it's all fucking weird. And they say that tattoos can feel warm. None of my actual tattoos have felt warm. I've definitely felt warmth from where it is like scanning. The tube is like, you know, it ain't big, but I am fine, I'm not claustrophobic. It's almost like one of those deprivation tanks in a way. Except it is light, but like I just close my eyes and I'm like, alright, peace out, lads, I'm just gonna meditate / fall asleep. I've fallen asleep a few times as well because they can take a long time to do, because I think they do like layers like this, then they do layers like that, and then sometimes there's other things that they seem to do. So that was my first one and I was like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. Then I'm pretty sure my next one was a small bowel MRI. This was a very different experience. Number one, it was at a really shitty hospital. They were really fucking horrible. For a small bowel MRI, you have to drink this stuff, like roughly a cup every like 15 minutes over the course of like an hour, maybe a bit more or less, to fill up your like insides. But they want it to be like as even as possible to expand it so they can see stuff better. I don't know, that's as far as I've sort of been told. They need to put a cannula in. I was only told this at my second small bowel MRI, that actually they normally like to put it in your hand. Neither time have they put it in my hand. Both times they've gone for here. And that first time I'd already like a few days before had a cannula in that arm. So when this fucking woman put it in, it really fucking hurt. Fucking min. I've been watching too much TikTok. And for a small bowel MRI, you have to lay on your front. Not really sure why. And then they put in Buscopan, which is like a stomach relaxer sort of thing, and dye. But I think they take scans without the dye, and then they put the dye in, and then they do scans with the dye. They were just really fucking horrible. They were just really horrible people. I was just like, okay, well, and then for that time, I was in like a full set of scrubs. They didn't have a dressing gown or like a gown thing. They had scrubs, and like they had massive scrubs. They were fucking ginormous. And again, it was cold. And because they've put it in here, laying on my front, I had to try and like hold onto this button as well lay on my front, try to get my head comfortable enough, but also keep my arms, this arm straight, because it hurt to bend it because of the fucking cannula. And for bowel MRI ones as well, you have to follow instructions for breathing and like hold your breath so they can get like good scans like that too. There's so many scans. I think that one takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour. They'd be like, breathe in, 1 2 3 4, hold, and then you just like exhale. Just repeat. And it's quite difficult because you're laying on your front. But whatever, I got out of that one, all fine, what the fuck ever. Well, it wasn't fine, the results were not great. Then this is where my memory gets foggy. I ended up in A&E in the most pain I've felt in my entire life in my legs, and it sort of also extended to my right hand. Rheumatology wanted a scan of my hand, and then the gastro people wanted another small bowel MRI because I was at a different hospital than the one before, and they can't access the fucking files, you know. Love the NHS and all, but like, what the fuck are you doing? Why can't you just see files? Who came up with that fucking system? Anyway, so I think I also was that the set. I don't know, I'm getting like lost. I'm also starting to get to know different teams in my hospitals because I met the same man a couple of times during my MRIs and he recognised me. I recognised him. Wow, hi, it's me again. No, that wasn't it. It wasn't the small bowel one. It wanted my hand done on its own, and then I think they just wanted my entire back because of my arm pain. Was that it? Yeah, I think that was that time. So I had to go in, have my entire spine scanned. That took a long time. I'm pretty sure I was in there for over an hour. Everything was fine on that scan apparently, so we don't know why my arm is a piece of shit. Now I'm through the vascular team instead of rheumatology. You know, only disabled people understand this shit, you know? I had to get a cannula put in. Again, I'm needle phobic. Fucking hate that shit. Okay, I'm not that needle phobic. Injections, fine. Tattoos, piercings, fine. Cannulas and blood tests. This is kind of literally the dance I do as soon as someone mentions it. I'm like, no. So yes, I had to have a cannula put in. I think it was to put dye in my arm. This one's the funniest one, honestly, because I had to lay like this with my arm up, and they put my arm in a fucking, like, the head brace that I was talking about from the first one, my arm was then in a brace. They had like a bit underneath to put my hand in. And then they fucking caged it over the top. So I was laying like this. I was like, I love my glamorous life. But this is where this is the point where I'd like kind of started choosing my clothes so I didn't have to wear a gown or like scrubs or whatever, because these rooms are cold and scrubs and gowns are just not thick enough. Also, I don't like my titties hanging around just like hello. Like, I wear a lot of really soft bras that don't have metal in, and the same sports bras, they don't have metal in. So I started saying like, look, I'm prepared. I ain't got my face jewelry in. The only thing is my fucking glasses. I am wearing tracky bottoms with no like loops or whatever. I'm wearing a t-shirt underneath my hoodie, or I've got like a jumper on without the rings and shit, you know, like I'm ready, and I'm still cold. So I still get blankets put on me, but yeah, so I was laying like this. Hello. I don't think this one took that long because it's a small part of the body and there's nothing else except from just like, I think they scanned pre-dye and then after dye, and then it was like, see you later, see you next time lads. Those were all done. Hand was also fine, which is good, but also like, what the fuck is wrong with my arm? And then I got an abscess and I was in a lot of pain, and they wanted to redo my small bowel because they didn't have the one from earlier in the year. So this was in November when I got that done, but I had the abscess one done first because someone rang me up like, hey, we can't do them together because they take too long and we don't have enough space. Is that fine? I'm like, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, whatever. So I booked them in separately. I got the pelvic, that's one, the pelvis area done first. It was literally like a day or two after I had the phone call. I was like, sick, what, cool, nice one. And then I was also told after I'd had that MRI to go to the fucking county hospital, which is like 45 minutes away, to go and see a colorectal surgeon. But yeah, so I had that one done. I don't think I needed anything. I think I just got in and laid there and it was all fine. I was just chilling. And that was that. That one was a chill one, just laying there, hanging out. And then, because I had my small bowel one scheduled for like early in the week after the Saturday that I had the pelvis one done. And then after the pelvis one, I saw the surgeon. He was like, you need to come back on Monday and try and get surgery. I was like, nice. Thanks, beach. So I did that. And then I was like, what if, can I even do, could I manage an MRI tomorrow? I was there on Monday, like, Tuesday. I didn't even get the surgery done on Monday. It ended up being on Tuesday, so it was a good thing I did cancel and rearrange it. I think this was early November, and I think I then had the small bowel MRI done again a couple of weeks later. It was also good that I got my pelvic one done, because then the surgeons could at least look at it, even if there wasn't like a fully formed report on it or whatever. They could look at it and see what the fuck's going on. Then I had my small bowel MRI done again, drinking the stuff, but my hospital, this is how bougie they are, or at least they treat you well. So this drink for the small bowel MRI, they call it a sweet tasting drink. No bitch, it tastes like fucking plastic. But this hospital gave you they put squash in it. They gave you the option, do you want squash in it? I was like, well, I'll give it a go. I had it without squash and it was disgusting. So fuck me up with that squash, mate. And it literally just tastes like fucking squash. I was like, why didn't they do that at the last fucking hospital? It was so hard to drink the bloody shit. Because it just tastes like plastic. Oh my god. So yeah, it was so much easier to drink this. Because for a small bowel MRI as well, you have to go on like a special diet like the day before. You have to stop eating at a certain time. You can only eat certain things. Also, I fucked it up because I fucking forgot. So I'd called them the day before, like, is this okay? Like, I've had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's not really okay, but I haven't had that much. And I'm calling you at sort of the cut-off point of eating, so I can, you know, I can stop fucking eating right now if need. And they were like, yeah, it should be fine. So I was like, fucking thank God, I've already rescheduled this bloody fucking MRI. I don't want to do it again. Drinking the stuff was so much easier with squash in it. So pro tip, bring some squash. Or ask for it, or both, you know? It's just some special liquid to expand your stomach, like, I don't know. Also, oh my god, like, I don't remember this the first time. Oh my god, did I shit, like, fucking hell. It's lucky I don't live far away from this hospital. The first time I had this small bowel MRI was at a hospital over an hour drive away. Bitch, I had to fuck it, oh my god. Like, I evacuated my bowels both times. I didn't even remember that because they were like, oh yeah, it might make you have aggressive diarrhea if you're prone to that. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really remember. I think I was okay. Oh my god, no, I was shitting fucking water, and it, oh my lord, it was a weird colour. As far as I'll go with it, but basically, prepare. Maybe lurk around for a little while if you live far away from your hospital that you're doing this at. Or, you know, prepare your route so that you go past a few pubs and service stations and shit like that, because, oh my god, I could not hold it. Like, I could not hold my bowels. And this was, I had, like, loads of padding on my butt from the surgery I had not long before. So, oh my god, that was, like, horrendous. I had this guy, I think they're called healthcare assistants, yeah, doing my arm, giving me a cannula, and he was alright, he was chill, he was having a chat, and I was like, oh yeah, like, no one can get a needle in anywhere except from this arm, this one place, you can see the mark. I was like, if you're not very good, I'd just say go for that. And he was having a poke around, and I was like, and he was very nice. Like, I was kind of like having a mini freak out, as I do every fucking time someone wants to see if they can find somewhere else. And I've never had a cannula in my hand before, except from that surgery I had a couple of weeks before this. And I freaked the fuck out for that. So, but yeah, he was very nice to me, blah, blah, blah. He did it, it was all fine. Then he fucking told me he has a tremor in his right hand. I was like, bitch, it's a good thing you told me that afterwards, but also if I fucking see you again, I'll come in for you. But he was great. He had very good bedside manner. He was very helpful in trying to keep me calm and to check that it was all good and fine. He was like, you might smell or taste something. I was like, I'm at the beach, bitch. Like when they push saline in here in your arm, it like sort of flushes up through like your nose and mouth, and you can like taste and smell the salty water. It's real weird. And this was when I saw the MRI man again from a time before. I was like, oh hi, it's me again. So again, yeah, laying on my front like that. Oh, I had to say at one point, I was like, oh, it hurts. This was the worst bit. So he came to check that it was still in the right place by, I think he took off the squeegee thing, put on like a little syringe full of saline. My brain's just like, hello. So like he pushed some in and then he pulled some back out again, and like I saw blood and I was like, I want to die. He was like, well, it's still in the right place. I was like, okay, I'll just try and hold it this way. I don't know. You know, they're all very nice there. I'm very happy and lucky with my local hospital's MRI unit, because I've had MRIs at 3 hospitals now, and that's the best one. That's 6 I've had done, unless I've forgotten, but I'm pretty sure that's all of them. And oh, it can be a lot on some days, and then other days it's just yeah, it's chill. I'll just lay here and just meditate, you know, have a mental health break for myself. The only way I get off my phone is if I'm literally in a tube full of magnetic energy. Anyway, I just wanted to share all that with you guys, you know, let you know what's going on. They aren't that bad, honestly. They're alright. They're worse for people with claustrophobia, like my granddad. He don't like them. You know, they are well equipped for people with needle phobias like me and people with claustrophobia, because they see a lot of us, all right? They see a lot of us, so they know how to speak to you, except if they just don't know how to speak to people in general, because there are lots of healthcare professionals who have zero bedside manner and they're fucking horrible. I could name a few. Spoken to many. Most of them are surgeons, just so you know. Most of them are fucking surgeons. They're not very nice people. But that's that, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear any more about my experiences with the NHS or just medical professionals or medical stuff in general, let me know. I'm happy to share all kinds of crazy shit. I've seen many doctors and professionals. I have many things wrong with me, and lots of them nobody knows how to deal with, and lots of them are connected. Like hypermobile type disabilities often linked to Crohn's and colitis, and actually there is a research study going on of the link between the two. So yeah, leave me a comment, let me know what you want to hear. Leave a like and subscribe for lots of medical videos coming out recently. Sorry, not really, but you know. See you next week. Bye.